Hello there everyone and welcome to a new review on the channel. And today we're going to be looking at a relatively old product, but one that I think is still very good. It's a download that hasn't been marketed a lot, and it's the Third Eye by Radek Hoffman. It's a very interesting peak system, as he calls it, that will allow you to do very clean mental reveals and routines. And I can't wait to unpack all of this for you. So let's roll the intro and get straight into it. Perfect, so decide to stick around, which means you want to learn more about the third eye. So what is the third eye? The third eye is essentially a peak system that will allow you to do with almost in the cleanest way a very simple peak of a word, a number, anything that you would want. Now, there are full performances of this online. You can find them all. They're great, better than I'm going to show you here with an invisible spectator, but I am still going to give you kind of a quick rundown of how this would work. So essentially, you would take a card and you would have someone write anything on it. In this case, let's say they write beaver. You're also going to prompt them to sign the back. For this sake, I've signed it as a review. They're going to do all of that. You then proceed to take the card, you don't even look, and you just pluck it somewhere in the middle. They can even pluck it in themselves and push it all the way in. And as you can see, there is nothing to be seen. You can then proceed to go over them and give them information, give them maybe a cold reading, and start to reveal pieces of information about what they've written. You then proceed to take a piece of card for yourself, and what you do is you tell them, look, I'm gonna write here, blah, 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 what I think, and you place it onto the table. And then you tell them, you know what, let's see what you actually wrote. So you're gonna go through, and you're going to spread the cards and you're going to search for what they've actually written. So it is right here. So you're going to find that right there. And you're going to show, look, this is your signed card with your signature. So you've written beaver. And then you're going to say, look at what I've written. And it's going to say beaver as well. And just like that, you will be able to reveal. And you put the elastic back. And you are ready to go for your next performance. So that is a very quick rundown of how this routine would work and essentially what it allows you to do. It's a very versatile peak system that I think that once you know it, you're gonna want to use. So yeah, let's dive more into this. So first, where do you buy this? How much does it cost? And what do you get? So you can buy this pretty much anywhere because it is available as a download. It is published by The Vault. It will set you back $24.99 USD, which is around 30 Canadian. And what you get is a tutorial video, which is around, I believe, 40-ish to 50 minutes long, close to an hour, with Radek Hoffman that has live performances, and he's go over how to construct the system, because yes, this is constructed. So yes, it doesn't look like anything from any of the sides, but there is some principles applied in this stack that allow me to use the system to its fullest potential. So you're gonna have to build it. It's gonna take you around, I would say, 10 minutes maybe to do it. If you want to do it correctly, it's going to take you around 10 minutes. You're going to have to take care. You're going to have to use some X-Acto knife and some glue, super glue, etc. in order to do it. It will take you a bit, but he goes over everything with you, how to build it, how to use it. It's very well explained. He's going to go over that. And that's one thing that once you have it, you will have it for a very long time. It's not going to run out. And even if you have to build it again, it's just going to take you 10 minutes. You won't even have to go back to the video. Once you know how it works and how to build it, you will know for the rest of your life. Okay? So you're going to get that. Everything is well explained. Then you're going to get some routines. You're going to get some simple routines like the one that I've just done. Then you're also going to get some more complex routines that use one heads, etc. He's going to teach you everything that you need in order to perform with this very fun system. Now, let's talk about difficulty. So how difficult is this to perform? It is relatively simple. I mean, using something like this may scare you a bit because of how bold it is. But once you actually know how it works and you're comfortable with it, it is very justified, is very motivated, and is very fun to use. It is one of the funnest billet utility devices to actually use. Now, I'm not sure if this is exclusively to Radek because I have not seen it before his system, but once I've seen his system, there is one in Luch's monthly membership that is very similar and almost identical to this. So it is something that you may already know, but for me personally, even though I've been in mentalism for a long time, I've not seen it implemented like this. And the only other place I've seen it is in Luch's membership for My Mind Rocks. But essentially, it is a very fun thing to use. It is relatively easy, and all of the routines are relatively easy to use because of how easy and how essentially the gimmick does all the work for you. So now let's talk about practicality. So how practical is this? Well, to perform this, all you need is this. So you need your stack of billets in your pocket and your pen, and you're good to go. You can do routines for the whole night with just this. So with just the little tool that you're getting here, you're going to be able to do routines, effects, and stuff with billets. You know, if you pair something like this with the effects that I reviewed previously in Paperworks for the unfolded billets, you can literally do an entire venue of 100 people with just having this third eye gimmick and the effects in the Paperworks videos with the 1914, and you'll be good to go for the rest of the night with just a few pens and a stack of billets, okay? So it is very easy to use and it is very practical, especially carrying capacity wise. In terms of examinability, the stack of cards is not examinable, but because of how fair you use it and how clean you use it, there is no need, I believe, for anyone to examine it. In terms of reset, as you saw, it resets during the routine. So you're resetting it when you're taking out the card to put it on the table to tell them, look, this is your signed card. Let's see what you've actually written, Beaver. Look at what I've written. And as you put the elastic back, you've essentially reset for your next performance. So it's basically instant reset. In terms of angles, the angles, as with most billet work, is 180. In terms of a table, you do not need a table whatsoever to do this routine. It is not required. It can be done fully standing up. And in terms of repeatability, this can be repeated non-stop as much as you want, okay? Now let's talk about where to perform. So where do you perform these effects? These effects can be performed pretty much anywhere you perform billet work. So if you do it on parlor, stage, cabaret, close-up, anywhere you perform billet work, you can do this effect. It is basically applicable to all settings, you know, even the visibility of everything that you need when you're doing the peaks and the moves. It is very clear, so you will not need, you know, incredible lighting, but again, you're not going to do this in pitch darkness anyway, but it is pretty much performable anywhere where you would do your normal billet work. So walk around, table hopping, cocktails, stage, etc., you're going to be good. So having said all of this, what are the positives and negatives to this download? So as always, let's start with the negative. The only negative here is that this stack of cards is not examinable. So if that is something that worries you, it is something that you will have to keep in mind. Now, as I said, the way that you perform this is very clean, very straightforward, and very nonchalant, which means that you shouldn't really have the need for someone to want to inspect a stack of just blank cards or business cards, depending on what you want to use. So yes, it's not inspectable, but it shouldn't necessarily be. And if you really are worried, you know, when you put this, when you put the card in the pocket and you reset it, you can just place it in your pocket, you know, do the reveal, then you take out a dummy stack of business cards or billets and you go into another routine and you just give it to them for them to choose and spread them on the table or whatever. And essentially you've just switched it in the sake of performance in order to do the effect. So you can do that if you want. He talks to you about that if you prefer. And what I really love also about that, even though we're talking about negatives, is that in the tutorial, he even tells you and showcases you that, you know, at one point, someone had messed up and he had messed up the routine and how he cleaned it up, which is very valuable to me when people do that. I just love it. I think it adds to the actual realness of the product and it shows that it's worked on and it shows you how you can use it to get out of situations. But yeah, now let's move on to the positives. One, yes, you have to build it, but it's not very long and it's going to last you a lifetime. Not a lifetime, but it's going to last you a very long time. And the concept of it is going to last you a lifetime. So you're going to be able to build it pretty much anywhere you go. Even if it's in a foreign country, you're going to be able to build this and you're going to have it with you. It's something that you can use for a multitude of routines and peaks. It's relatively easy to use. The construction of the routine is great. It's super easy to do. It's fun. It's innovative. And I think that the tutorial is great as well with the information and the shooting of it. Everything is very, very good. So having said all of this, would I recommend The Third Eye by Radek Hoffman, and what do I give it out of 10? If you haven't heard of this, I think this could be something that is going to interest you. I think, yes, you're going to be surprised as to how this works, because personally, even I didn't know there was any gimmickry going on, even though there is. And that just shows how good a routine this is, that you don't even think about it as a mentalist. Even if you watch the tutorial and even the performances online, you won't even know until he actually tells you how this works, how it works, which is absolutely great. So yes, I think it is fun. I think it is something that you are going to use. and at least something that you're going to find interesting even if you don't end up using it. So yes, I do recommend The Third Eye by Radek Hoffman. It is good. It is something that I do actually use more so than I would like to admit, because at the start I was kind of, oh, there's better ways of doing it, but I actually use it more than I anticipated. I'm giving this an 8.75 on 10. It is very good, it is fun, and for the price, I think it is something that you are going to have in your arsenal forever once you learn it. That's all I have to say, and as always, if you have any questions, leave them down below. If not, I'll see you all in my next review. Have a great one, and bye.